Hey YouTube, me Zivadar here, bringing another great gameplay, new town for you, you know where it's at. Alright, I have a friend of mine here, M4ProShot, otherwise known as Michael. Say hi, Michael.
Hey Will, how you doing?
I'm doing just great, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
Anyways, so what kind of gameplay do we have here?
Basically this was demolition on Nuketown. Had a lot of action going on in this one, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, the final score was 60, 67 or 61 and 7, I think it was. Anyway,
Correct, 61 and 7.
cool beans. It's a cool gameplay, guys. You're gonna really enjoy it. Anyway, we have a couple of topics to talk about today. We have first topic: ways to improve with camping.
Yeah, Will, there's a lot of ways that you can improve your gameplay without camping. A lot of people think that camping's an easier way to go, but it's really not. So, one of the things that some of you Call of Duty fans out there that don't use it, try using your motion sensor. If you place that up in the corner and you start running across the maps and then you see someone run up there, most oftentimes they're camping behind the desk or laying down on top of the bed. If you set your
Exactly.
motion sensor in there,
Oh,
if you set that motion sensor in there, you can see anybody that goes into that house. Now, that doesn't mean that they're camping, but if you see 2 to 3 good flashes going on in there and they haven't moved, you can assume they're
cool.
camping.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's a great way to improve the camping. And equipment is very, very, very important. And so is secondary grenades, which is another topic that I'm trying to segue into. Anyway, so we want to talk about secondary grenades. Flashbang, concussions, Nova gas, and repeats. I think they're called. Anyway, I find them very, very useful in very many situations. When someone's rushing into you, when someone's defending anything. I find them very useful, and it renders the enemy useless almost.
Yeah, there's something real funny about that is after a while, I get so many people use that second chance perk, and it is just ridiculous. It is the worst perk is. So one of the things that I like to do is if I know I've downed somebody, I don't like to run in and try and kill them because oftentimes there will be somebody else because they can be revived. So what you can do, throw a secondary grenade.
Oh yeah,
If it's a flash or a concussion or any type of secondary grenade, they die.
yeah, and then you can rush in and kill the other guy that might revive them. It's happened to me
Exactly.
numerous amount of times. And capture the flag, it helps me, defend the flag and both get the flag. It helps me at headquarters, any kind of gameplay. Excuse me, there. I find it very, very, very effective. Anyway, speaking about effective grenades, that's another topic. What do you think about effective grenades and how to effectively throw a grenade?
Okay, there's two key concepts when you're throwing an effective grenade, and one of them is don't overthrow them. Because if you overthrow them, most chances in Call of Duty, what are you doing? You're running forward. So they're going to outrun that grenade blast. One of the things that gives you an instant kill, basically, is take a grenade and throw it just a little ways in front of them. Because what happens is they're continuing to press forward to kill you, and if you throw a grenade, they run right into it. And by that time, you're already gone and looking for another person.
Oh yeah, exactly. And actually, this Prestige, I've been using the frag grenade a lot. Is there a kind of grenade that you like to use, or that you
Yeah,
prefer over another one?
yeah, I love using grenades because it's just I'm trying to switch over from grenades to the tomahawk right now, and it's basically the key concept. But everything that you do, you have to do it in front of you. Like when you're
Yeah.
throwing grenades, it's in front of you.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
behind
Yeah.
you. So
Oh yeah. But do you prefer the Semtex or the frag?
I definitely prefer the frag grenade, only because of the fact that it does fly further than a Tex,
Hmm.
and oftentimes when you throw a Semtex, you're off by quite a bit. The only time those are good is when you want to throw them at a stationary object, like a car that explodes. That's the only time they're really good.
Or even objectives, like in this case, demolition. You can throw it right on the bomb or the bomb site, and then kill anyone that's around it.
Yeah, exactly. And with the frag grenade, you have the chance of being behind them yet
Hmm.
again. And typically grenade kills kill you from the front, not the back. You just get hit with a hitter if you get hit in the back.
Yep, and then everyone can argue, hey, you can stick onto the enemy, and the frag can't do that. well, the tomahawk can get the one-hit kill if hit directly,
Correct, yeah. And it's a one-chance deal.
Exactly. So anyway, let's move on to our next topic. I have weapons that take over other weapons. Would you like to introduce this topic?
Yeah, sure. Well, what I mean by that is that if you've noticed how you get into a gunfight with somebody and you die faster than them, they probably have a weapon that outtakes you or it overpowers you. Like, one example of those guns are the FAMAS against the AUG. The AUG is always going to win because it doesn't necessarily have to have a higher rate of fire, but its damage is higher. So by the time you shoot 10 bullets, say you do 10 damage. They shoot 5 bullets and they do 10 damage. It's the rate of fire. It's the damage that is inflicted.
Exactly, but the M60 has like such a big caliber, I guess you would say. I'm not a gun person, so I don't know. Yeah, it's a big bullet, so it looks like it does a lot of damage. But the rate of fire is very slow compared to FAMAS or something. So I would have to argue that the speed of firing, the firing speed, is part of that factor.
It is, but at the same time, if you have some aim, you don't have to hit him with every shot. If you have some aim, you're typically going to outbeat him.
Oh, yeah. But, with an M60, I love using that weapon. It's so fun. But, it's a very slow, heavy weapon. But anyway, that brings us to the next point with high recoil. Because the M60, oh, man, have you seen the recoil on that? That thing shoots up like a rocket.
I have.
Anyway, so do you have any tips for high recoil weapons?
I do. One of the best tips that I can have is, even in a real-life scenario, shooting an M60, your recoil goes high because that's its natural. It's trying to level itself with the ground. So basically, one of the best ways to shoot the M60 is aim for the feet.
Interesting. I've never thought about it like that.
Because if you shoot from the feet, out of every shot that you get, your bullet gradually rises higher and higher.
Yeah.
So after you shoot just a minimum of 10 rounds, you're already aiming up towards their head.
Yeah. Oh, I completely understand. High recoil, yeah. I mean, it is a very realistic part of the game. Sorry about that. But it's a very realistic part of the game, and it's a very big factor in a one-on-one kind of, gun battle. Anyway, so I would like to move on to our next topic. Random claymores and how to effectively avoid them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Another thing that people don't typically use is hacker. And I don't understand why, because it is awesome.
Oh yeah, and you can find sentry guns, SAM turrets, and you can see claymores. You don't know how many claymores I have destroyed through a wall. I don't know about killing the person, but I've destroyed them through the wall and then rushed in and killed them. It is the best perk I could ever recommend. Excuse me.
It is, because even motion sensors, like people who like to camp with their snipers, that's what you do with the sniper.
Yeah.
Well, they're either use claymore or a motion sensor, and if you can tell which one, then you can tell how to effectively beat that. If there's 2 spots to get into a sniper spot and the claymore set up on one side, go to the other side.
Oh, well, yeah. Common sense, but like on firing range, if you're on the top of the wooden building, you can effectively take out the claymore and kill him. Anyway, guys, this gameplay is coming to an end. 61-7 is the final game. Thank you, Michael, for dual common with. Would you like to say anything before we sign off?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Will, and stay tuned, because hopefully there will be more from me to come.
Oh,
thanks,
yeah, there will. Peace out, YouTube. Thank you.